What's going on, Scorpio? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for March 2023. So in this reading, Scorpio, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for March. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and much more regarding March 2023. But before we begin this reading, Scorpio, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we move through this reading. And I really do appreciate you, Scorpio, in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Scorpio, definitely smash that like button. Subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be greatly appreciated over here, Scorpio. So without further ado, I'm now going to pull the energy and we'll see what it is that wants to come through for you for March 2023. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's start this reading off for you with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe, messages for March 2023. The first energy you have is synchronicity, okay? So paying attention to synchronicity. Synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across time and space, okay? So make sure that you pay attention to any sort of coincidence, because there are no such thing as coincidences, only perfect synchronicities. So make sure that you're paying attention to any sort of thing that makes you feel like you're having deja vu or catches your attention even though it doesn't make logical sense. It kind of reminds you that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, so something that transcends space and time itself. I'm also getting that you're going to get a very important synchronicity when it comes to your love life, Scorpio. Some of you here need to really pay attention to the signs that the universe and your spirit guides are going to communicate to you through however you communicate through subtle energy, repeating numbers, a song, a conversation. It could be anything. So you want to pay attention to that and don't take it lightly is what I'm getting. You also have ask wonderfully and receive graciously. Ask wonderfully and receive graciously. So make sure you're setting your intentions and you're able to receive them. Many times, life is as easy. The message I'm getting for this for some reason is life is as easy or as complicated as you define it to be with your own conscious definitions. Now, some of you need to go back into your subconscious mind if you come from a family or a early education that had, everything is hard, no one can create their own life of their dreams. That's what most of us come from. So there is something about checking your definitions, and do you think it's going to be some sort of uphill battle? Like the song Miley Cyrus, It's the Climb. Life is an uphill battle if you think it's going to be that. What do you really, when it comes to manifestation, besides that of certain pre-birth agreements and certain things that are destined to happen, because there is that involved in what you experience on a day-to-day basis, a lot of it has to do with definitions that you wouldn't even believe. If you believe you have to work hard for money, you have to work hard for love, then you're going to work hard for money. Whereas some people just take it as a given. And so there is something about your connecting to your inner child and how you received. How did you receive as an inner child? Were you spoiled or were you not? If you weren't, you need to go and reprogram the subconscious mind to get what you want, is what I'm getting. And you also have cut away what is no longer needed for you. So you see that there's a tree. You see that tree, Scorpio, and you see how there's a branch that's completely dead that needs to be cut away. So are you, like, if you're the tree, your life is the tree, what are the dead branches? You need to look at that and see what you need to cut away from. Now, a lot of you definitely have a big commitment in front of you. I definitely feel like this is a very good month for love for a lot of you here, Scorpio. But the main thing I'm sensing is vulnerability and, like, taking a risk potentially in the name of love. Some of you here are going to have to take a risk in the name of love in terms of committing to something that could potentially really hurt you, or committing to something that you have some sort of red flag about. I'm getting this has to do with your parents as well. Like, I believe personally, a lot of this is known, but can be altered sometimes, certain individuals. But like, however your parents got along, or whatever your family history is, like if your parents got divorced, you're more hesitant to get into a marriage. So you want to look at those things, is what I'm getting. Now, your opportunity, Scorpio, for March 2023 is the chariot. The chariot has to do with your own willpower and whatever you want to create, using your willpower as the vehicle to get where you want. It's also about forward moving energy and freedom. You know, there is really like a lot of free will involved right now in your life right now, so that could be why it's hard for you to make a decision. We're gonna see why the chariot is your opportunity, but you definitely have a lot of forward momentum using your willpower to get what you want as your opportunity. We'll see in a second. Now, your challenge is the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is your challenge here, Scorpio, and we're gonna see in a minute when we clarify what it's really about. I feel like this is your mind going to the worst case scenario as your challenge. So some of you are going to be hesitant to pull the trigger on a love commitment in March 2023 because your mind is going to the worst place, or because there is some very tangible thing that you're going to have to sacrifice in order to make this love work, and it could be putting you in somewhat of a vulnerable position, especially for those of you that have to travel when it comes to this love. Any sort of travel involved in this love, because a lot of you that is in the case. Now, when it comes to your overall general energy for March 2023, Scorpio, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles, and we also have the 3 of Wands here. So there's a lot of clarity and patience and like you knowing what you want. There's not like, I just did a reading for Pisces, and the reading was like you're in a fog, like you can't even see one step in front of you. The thing about March is you know what you want, and you have every single, I'm not going to say there's a completely clear path in front of you, but what I'm getting from this is you have a lot of harmony and clarity. A lot of you could be connecting to some sort of thing with your money could be involved. The King of Pentacles, we'll see why it's there in a moment. A lot of you could be making plans with someone. I don't know why I'm getting love for this reading, but a lot of you know that you're going to be making plans basically to commit to someone. This could be some of you, this is plans that you're like, okay, I'm going to move in with this person, or somehow you're going to then combine your finances with someone in planning, and that could be, you could be worried about that. All right, like some sort of combined finances is what I'm getting with a potential love person. Now, when it comes to what you don't see coming here, Scorpio, in March 2023, we have the High Priestess, the 4 of Swords, and also the 6 of Swords here. For a lot of you, there's going to be travel in the second half of March, or even in late March. I see you traveling by late March, the second half of March. And for a lot of you, this traveling has to do with a lover. Remember, your opportunity is the chariot, and the chariot literally does represent a vehicle. It can represent a car, a plane. That's your opportunity. So a lot of you have an opportunity to travel that's very scary to you. A lot of you know exactly where you need to go. You've been planning on this for a long time, but it's like when the moment comes, it's scary, something like that. A lot of you, whether this has to do with love or not, you're taking a risk for for your long-term plans. So we're going to have to see what this is about. I see a lot of you in the first half of March. In the first half of March, there seems to be something about synchronicity because you have the High Priestess here. I read chronologically. The first half, you have this High Priestess energy. So I feel like by mid-March, you're going to have a very clear decision, like, okay, I'm going to go through with this. For some of you, though, you're going to let your fear consume you and not really take this offer to move your life with someone or just moving in general is what I'm getting. Now, when it comes to your advice from your spirit guides here, Scorpio, I really do feel for those of you who are terrified of commitment, there's someone here who's I really feel like is going to treat you right. Like you found your person for a lot of you that you could even create a family with. If that's not what you want, I'm getting also something about a non-traditional family. This could be some of you are having qualms about same-sex relationship. Like you're a girl and you're dating a girl and you're like, how do we create a family then? Or like something like adopting children. Like some of you that is on your mind. But your advice is the 10 of Cups, the Empress, and the King of Cups here when it comes to your advice. So definitely focus on your long-term objectives. What I'm getting from Spirit right now, someone that you're talking to, Scorpio, looks like it's a very good match for you. Looks like they're going to treat you right. And they have a lot of love for you, no matter who this person is that you're dealing with in March. There is something moving parts though, so some of you here, if you've been in an existing relationship for a very long time and it's not going good, there could be something about you moving away from someone in order to create the archetype of the 10 of Cups, a wish fulfillment. But for a lot of you, what I'm picking up on is you have the physical person. The physical person that you're going to create this with is actually already present in your life in some sort of way. You're communicating with them on a deep level. So let's go ahead and see why the Chariot is here, Scorpio, as your opportunity for March 2023. Why is the Chariot card here for you as your opportunity for March 2023, Scorpio? There's something about you being in a compromised position. There's something about like a vulnerability. There's something about, hold on. There's a lot of cards that came out here. The Chariot is clarified by the World, the Strength card, and the Emperor. Remember, the Empress is also here in your advice. And now when it comes to your opportunity, you have the Emperor. Now the World is about a major upgrade. It's also about an end of a cycle. And the Strength card is about digging deep, taming down the ego, merging with your higher self, and moving through a difficult situation with grace. I really feel for a lot of you here, there's an opportunity for an upgraded commitment, but there's something about it. Like, I don't know. For some of you, this is about how other people are going to view you or view this connection that you're making official. There's something about it. It's becoming Facebook official. Like you may really have been in a situationship that now you're scared because it's like, okay, at this point, we need to take it to the next level. And if we don't, then that's going to create weirdness. Now, with the Chariot, I'm getting a sub-story, or this is related for a lot of you. You have the Three of Swords, and you also have the Death card here when it comes to the Chariot and your opportunity. For a lot of you, you have an opportunity to heal your heart through connection with another person. But for a lot of you, I'm getting past pain, things that didn't work out well, past relationships, or it's not your personal relationship, it's the relationships your parents had or the state of the world that you're really worried about opening up is what I'm getting. But because you have the Empress in your advice and the Emperor in your opportunity, there is an opportunity for commitment even if you're scared. Let's see what this Nine of Swords is about. I feel like this Nine of Swords and your challenge is related to that Death and the Three of Swords. Like some of you went through some crazy breakup in the past and you're just like, yeah, Four of Pentacles here. Some sort of, yeah, and yeah, it's about taking it, like, forward-moving action to take it to the next level. The Nine of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Sun, and also the Knight of Wands here when it comes to your challenge. What I'm getting from this is that someone, either you're telling your the person you're dealing with this, or they're telling you that, hey, the only way that I'm going to be happy is to further commitment. Like, it doesn't have to be this exact thing, but we need to eventually make it Facebook official. We need to make this Facebook official soon. And someone wants this to happen very fast, is what I'm getting. Now, you're having hesitancy about even doing it because you've had fights with this person in the past. It's been on and off recently. If you even recall, Scorpio, a recent reading that I did for you, I believe that a lot of it was about you were worried about breaking up with the same person that you're now convinced you're going to move towards in a long-term commitment. And so, despite there being that fear, I'm sensing good energy from this. I'm sensing someone who's going to love you. The energy I'm picking up on this reading is someone maybe making, like, now it's a red flag for me. I'm going to be honest. Like, if I'm in a relationship with a girl and she's like, marry me right now or I'm leaving. I mean, that's a red flag where I'm like, well, this is already an obligation before I'm even in it. So I understand where you're coming from if this is your story. But underlying that, like, sometimes when you're in that situation, it's a genuine red flag. I'm not getting that it's a genuine red flag. I'm getting that there's an opportunity for you to become whole and complete and more, like, aligned through a commitment. So let's see why the Ace of Swords is here. Why is the Ace of Swords here in your overall general energy? There's a certain knowing, there's a clarity that scares you right now. You have clarity. Why is the Ace of Swords here in your overall general energy? Now, if you're just talking to someone, this can be just moving into the dating phase. If you're dating someone, this is moving into some sort of more committed energy than it's been. Why is the Ace of Swords here for Scorpio? Yeah, like I said, okay, this is so weird. The Nine of Swords is your challenge, and the Four of Pentacles initially popped out. So right now, there's some sort of question about stability in your own life. This has to do either with you committing to someone and being more in a solid relationship with them and you just knowing that that's around the corner and having a lot of worry about that. Should I get out now or should I go forward with it? Some of you, though, you're not questioning whether or not you want to move forward. It's just a matter of practicality. For some of you here, an existing job, some sort of plan that you had as your life is going to go this way, I'm going to live here, I'm going to work here, I'm going to complete this. No. Now somehow a monkey wrench is thrown in with this love thing, and someone's asking you to maybe adjust your timing that you had in your head, and that could be really worried about why you're worried. Let's also see why the Three of Wands is here, Scorpio, in your overall general energy, because for some reason it's related to the Ace of Swords to that, for some reason, in my energy. Okay, well, that's too many. Yeah, it's just too many. But, well, interestingly enough, the one that went furthest is the Six of Swords. So I told you something about travel. Some of you planning on traveling. There certainly is an aspect of that. Why is the Three of Wands here in your overall Yeah, I just feel like it's a question of, is this the right move for you? You have the Seven of Pentacles here, which is like, I really feel like you've also worked on yourself, Scorpio. Okay, so you're at a vulnerable place because you've worked on yourself. You're like, is this commitment going to make me... Is it going to continue to water the tree of my own life or not? Right? There's something about like you really questioning commitment and somehow money's tied up to this, or somehow you or the person you're dealing with adjusting career. And then also tied up with this is some sort of weird social thing I keep getting looking at you, like the person's family is looking at you weird. For those of you in a same-sex relationship, there's something under the surface about that someone has qualms about, maybe not even openly, is what I'm honestly getting. So let's keep going to what you don't see coming. Let's see why the Six of Swords is here. Why is the Six of Swords here and what you don't see coming here, Scorpio, from March 2023? The Six of Swords and what you don't see coming is clarified by the Devil, the Temperance card, and also the Five of Pentacles here in what you don't see coming. So this is an ungrounded root chakra. Something about that, your root chakra feeling stable, right? You have the Ace of Swords to the Nine of Swords to the Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles here. You also have the Devil and you have the Temperance card. I really feel for a lot of you here, this is either about a breakup energy. Some of you are going to be moving away from something that is no longer serving you. But for a lot of you, this is the fear that you, like almost like you truly know someone when you commit to them more. There's almost like a feeling of like ruining something very special by making some sort of taking a step to bring you closer to someone in love. You're worried that it's going to ruin it all. You're worried that like this is not the right move for you. Some of you are going to really have to get out of your comfort zone in order to make this work, like you traveling to them or vice versa. There's something about it when it comes to your home, when it comes to some sort of plans that you had. Now, let's go ahead and get some advice here from Spirit to you. Let's see why the the Empress. Why is the Empress card here in your advice from Spirit? Remember, the Emperor is here in your opportunity. Okay, that's too many. Sorry. The Empress in your advice is clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Moon, and also the King of Pentacles here. Remember, there's something to do with your money or your root chakra or your living situation that's somehow tied up to this situation. You could be leaving behind something in order to make it work. Remember, the King of Pentacles is also here in your overall general energy. So for a lot of you, this has to do with an earth sign, someone who has, or somehow money is tied up to this. With this energy being here in your advice, Scorpio, it's an interesting energy. There's something here that's unknown, even though, like, I'm honestly getting, like, something is going to be revealed to you about the relationship that may cause you to question it as you move forward into it more. But I honestly feel like the Eight of Cups here is about going in search of your 9th and your 10th cup, right? The Eight of Cups is about your life is okay, but you're in search of this. And so some of you are going to have to just jump into the unknown, right? And also when it comes to receiving, remember how difficult or easy you make it in your mind, how you define this whole journey that you're on with this commitment thing that I'm talking about will define how it goes. There's something about your own subconscious mind and potentially letting go of this has to be very difficult. This has to be very difficult because there's something about a really good connection here that you have, Scorpio. I feel like you have someone who, like, there's challenges in this, but this person really cares about you and it's a good match. So there's something about you like how are you going to define this? But this is what I got for you for March. I hope that this reading has helped you and provided you clarity, Scorpio. I'll talk to you next time as the Autistic Mystic.